Hey Scrappers, it's Tom from the iScrap app, and in this episode of Scrap You Later, we're going to talk about the potential of scrapyards not paying cash. Now, before you tune out, listen, we talk about these things because they are real topics, and we talk about them because other people have brought them up and have asked us to talk about them. And in real life, there are scrapyards that don't pay any cash because of their individual state laws. Now, if you want to learn about your state laws and what makes your scrapyards eligible to pay cash, you can always go to iScrapApp.com. On the top, you can click on the Scrap Metal Laws section, find your state, and then you'll be able to see what your state rules are. But over the last few years, this has really been a hot topic because back in 2010 and 2011, when the markets really lit themselves up, also in 2007, and scrapyards were paying so much cash out because the market went from $1 a pound to $3 a pound, there was a real worry that they were going to stop paying cash because of the high prices. And that's when a lot of the scrap metal laws started to change. Now, over the last 10 years, between 2010 and 2020, it really kind of remained stagnant. The metal prices were what the metal prices were. There wasn't any crazy fluctuations. There was, of course, ups and downs, but the metal theft that really happened in a heavy way in 07 to 2011, not that it wasn't there, but it became a little more common and a little more observed. Copper manufacturers were putting stampings on the copper wire, on the copper pipe, which helped curb scrap metal theft. And ultimately, paying cash, people think that it's a quick way for people to be able to steal something, sell it to a scrapyard, get cash, and then be on with their day. Now, one of the reasons that cash could be eliminated could be the increasing price of copper. Here we are in May 2021 recording this, having all-time record high prices. Believe it or not, today is May 7th that we're recording this, and today is the highest day that copper prices have ever been. And when I've talked to different state legislations and legislative bodies as well as ISRI, they've talked about the pricing of copper going up so high that the risk is going to warrant the elimination of cash, but that is definitely a few years away for each state that you're in. If there are not scrap metal laws that are enacted or even being introduced into different House legislations, whether it's state, local, or nationally, then you don't have too much to worry about. But we here at iScrap, we follow these things because we know that people love getting their cash from the scrap yards. Think about it. Everywhere in life you go, you pay for a product. You pay to get gas, groceries, a new phone, a vacation, a new car, rent, mortgage. You pay for goods and services. And it's really kind of neat. The scrapyard, it's put on the other foot. You give the scrapyard something and they give you back cash. And I know that different states such as Georgia limits the amount of cash that you can hand out, and they don't let everyone scrap stuff. You have to have different licenses, and you have to be a certified electrician to be able to scrap copper wire. You have to be a certified HVAC contractor to scrap air conditioning units. So there are different restrictions in place depending on the states. But the elimination of cash is something that we really hope doesn't happen for a long period of time. But with increased copper prices, that means that scrapyards are going to be put at increased risk because they're going to be spending more money, not necessarily to make more money, but they're going to be putting themselves at risk having more of that money on hand. Because when I talk to other scrapyard owners, one of their biggest fears with increased prices is giving their employees risk that people could come in and do something that you would hear about on the news, and that's the last thing that we would ever want. Now, do I think that cash is going to be eliminated in the next few years? No, I don't. Do I think that certain scrapyards are going to curb the amount of money that they hand out at the door? Yes, I do. Now, how much and when that's going to stop is up for debate, because if you have copper prices potentially hitting $5 per pound, there could be a multitude of transactions that went from hundreds of dollars to now thousands of dollars for the same material. I mean, think about it. If you save 500 pounds of Bear Bright at $1.50, you're looking at $750. At $4, you're looking at $2,000, at $4 a pound, you're looking at a $2,000 payout. At $5 a pound, you're up to $2,500. So while you're really happy because you're getting more money, the scrapyard is paying more and more out to you and other people, which increases their risk, which increases their insurance, which increases their overhead and their liability. And these are things that you might not think about on the other side of things that could potentially eliminate cash payments. But we don't see that happening anytime soon. We certainly hope that it does not happen, because we know that cash has been one of the greatest gifts to the scrapping community because of the quick transaction and the nature of it going so fast. We'd love to hear your reactions, your opinions, whether you agree with us or you disagree with us. Let us know. Please follow our podcast, Scrap You Later. Until next time, I'll do just that, and I'll scrap you later.